Hello. Welcome to She Boss Talk. I am Shante Roddy. Welcome to a new month, right? A new month is February. Very exciting for this new month. I'm coming on to talk to you all today about the new PPP loan forgiveness easy form. Is a streamlined form for all loan borrowers who are receiving funds of $150,000 or less within the PPP program. So if you have applied for the Paycheck Protection Program or plan to, this is the video for you all. We're just waiting for people to join us. So we want to make sure you all don't miss the information. This is important information for you all. As you're joining in, please let me know who you are, where you're hailing from. If this is your first time joining, do give this a thumbs up, everybody who's joining. Hit the love button if you're viewing from Facebook. Do subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. We're almost at our 20,000 subscribers, and we're going to have a great gift once we reach that goal. So we encourage you to do that, to become part of the family, especially if you are enjoying our content, because we've helped so many of you entrepreneurs and small business owners get access to free funding to help you in your business during this pandemic. There's more monies available, so we want to make sure that you get it. Do share this broadcast out and our channel for others that you know need to have this information. Do tag anyone that you know that has been needing help. I get so many messages and emails on a daily basis asking for help with PPP. So whether you need help with the application or you need help with forgiveness, I have so many requests that I decided to host a free group session. So as I'm talking, you will see that displayed on the screen, the link. There are limited seats, so I'd encourage you to secure your seat if you need assistance with your PPP application or the forgiveness part. Once you've gotten funded, we will be hosting that this Saturday, February the 6th. Okay. So first, I'm going to give you a background overview. Then I'm actually going to share my screen and give you a walkthrough of the new Streamlined application. So this, we all know the PPP program, that's the Paycheck Protection Program, has been expanded under the new Consolidated Appropriations Act of 2021. This is a $284 billion program. There's already been over 60,000 applications that have been approved. Both first round and second round applications are being accepted. Many lenders have their portals open and are accepting PPP applications. So this is a forgivable loan program where you have the opportunity to get 100% forgiveness, full forgiveness of your loan, which means that the monies that you get under this program can then become a grant, which is free money for you and your business. Whether you're applying for the first round or second round, you have an opportunity to get forgiveness. Okay. So again, the applications are already open. Just as a reminder for you all, for PPP to be qualified, you must have been in business as of or before February 15th of 2020. For first round applicants, you need to have 500 or less employees. That means even if you don't have employees, you would qualify for this program. For second round borrowers, you need to have 300 employees or less to qualify for this program. And then also for second round applicants, you also need to be able to show a reduction of 25% or more between your 8-week periods, comparable periods of 2019. So during one period, choose that period in 2019. What were you making, right? What were your gross revenues compared to that same 8-week period in 2020? And you need to be able to show that decrease for the second round borrower applications. So again, applications are open. I know PayPal is accepting DAC. We're actually helping to process PPP applications. The link is in the description of this video. All resources you will need to find are always in the description or the show notes of our videos that we have. We try to make it as easy as possible for you to get access to information. So We're accepting applications, like I said, PayPal, Divvy, Lendio. We recommend, if you have already applied for first round and you were funded in the your first round loan, then for your second round, stick with that same lender. Unless you had issues with that lender, you want to go to another lender, you're not required to stay with that lender for the second round. But it's better if you have a relationship with these funding institutions when you're applying for these various programs. But it again is not a requirement. So right now I'm going to take you through the form, and then after that I'll answer questions. So if you have PPP related questions, please post them in the comments, and then I will circle back and answer a few of them on air, and then circle back after the program to answer any more that you may have. So I'm going to go to the form. Now, the easy form that I'm referencing today, let me make sure you can see it on the screen. Yes, you can. This form is the Paycheck Protection Loan Forgiveness Application Form 3508. So this was revised and is effective as of January 19, 2021. So the SBA have updated all of their forms. As a reminder, this form is specifically for those loan borrowers who have loans no greater than 150,000. As part of this, the new stimulus package, they made this form available. They further streamlined it for all those that have loans under 150,000, making it super easy for you to get your loan forgiven. Now, if you're joining in and your loan is above 150,000, then you would just use one of the other forms, and then those other forms require additional information for you to provide. But for the majority that have the lower amount of funds, they wanted to make it as easy for you, the borrower, and for the lenders to be able to process your applications. So I'm quickly going to walk through this form again. This is Form 3508S. So you always want to make sure that you're using the right form. Now, this is the SBA form. Your lender most likely has this form already online, right? So they have some online portal that they have taken the SBA form and plugged in all of these different fields. So just make sure you're, again, in contact with your lender. You know how they are processing applications, if they're accepting forms, or if they already have it built into their application process. But you want to make sure they have the updated information, so it makes it easier for you to go back and request forgiveness. Now, this is the form. Again, you want to start at the top, putting your legal name. Okay, so your legal name, if you're a business, this is an example. She Epic Media, the DBA that I operate under is She Boss Talk. So for you, if you're a gig worker, independent contractor, self-employed person, and you do not have a business legal name, and it is your name, you put your name, right? So if I did not have a business name, I would put Shante Roddy there. If you do not have a DBA or some brand name, doing business as name, then you would just leave that blank or put NA. And then you would also put your address down here. PO boxes are not acceptable. You have to have a real legal address. And then you want to put your NAICS code here. So whatever that is, let's just put some numbers in there. There are NAICS codes. These are industry codes. Someone asked me earlier today, why are these codes necessary? Well, for the PPP program, specifically related to the second draws, specifically to the second draws, those that are in certain industries, like those with beginning in 72, which are like the restaurant businesses, food truck industries, they qualify for additional funding. So rather than the calculation of your loan, 2.5 times, right, your owner's compensation or your employee amount, they get to take up to 3.5 months worth of loans. So they need to know what industry you are under. So you can simply Google these codes and pull it up, and you can search what industry you're on. Also, you should be using these codes on your tax returns. If you're doing that, you can simply go to your tax returns and pull the codes there. But you need to know what industry you are under, okay? Your business tax ID. So whether, again, if you are your own person, you're not operating under a business separate from yourself, then you would use your social security number or your EIN, which is your business tax ID. You put your business phone number here. Want to make sure you put your contact information, that you have the most recent updated information so that people can get in contact with you. If your lender needs to get in contact with you for any reason, you don't want there to be anything that they can't reach you and can't approve, whether your application for the loan or for your forgiveness application. Make sure you identify your primary contact, whoever that is. If it's you, great. If it's someone you have designated, that is fine as well. And then your email address where you can be contacted. Now, this form is for both first and second loan borrowers, okay? So I want to make sure that you understand that. But when you're submitting this form, you cannot submit forgiveness for both at the same time. So when you're submitting this, so say you already took out the first loan, you haven't submitted your forgiveness yet, you need to do that. You want to go ahead, fill out this form for your first draw first. Then once you use your second draw funds, right? Some of you probably haven't gotten it yet. You just got approved. You're going to use those funds within either 8 week or to 24-week period. And then you're going to submit this form for your second draw. So again, just for clarification, you have to submit them individually. You cannot submit first draw loan, second draw loan at forgiveness application at the same time. You do 2 separate forms for both instances. Now, you want to put your SBA PPP loan number. Everyone should have this number. It is on your loan documents. When you apply for this program, you go through a process. You get email correspondence. You also get loan paperwork. You sign a loan. On that loan paperwork is identified your SBA PPP loan number, right? And your lender loan number. Okay, so your PPP number and your lender loan number, you need to constantly have that for reference. Now, your PPP loan amount. This is the amount that you were funded. This is the amount that you were approved for and that you were funded, that was deposited into your account. So again, you need to remember, know what that is, have records to that fact. And then your PPP loan disbursement date. That's when the funds were deposited into your account, when the loan was given to you. So you want to, again, make sure you reference that date. You're going to also reference the employees that you had at the time that you applied for the loan. So again, if you applied back in 2020 for the first round of PPP loans, then you need to go back and know how many employees you had at that time, and then be able to notate the employees that you have at the time that you're requesting forgiveness. What are your covered periods? Again, I said that for this program, the Paycheck Protection Program, you can either have an 8-week period or up to 24 weeks that you are using the funds that you are spending on payroll, right? Because you have to spend at least 60% on payroll, the other 40% on non-payroll related costs. And I'll talk about what some of those costs are a little bit later. So for an example, I just put dates in here. So again, what the covered periods are for the loan amount that you received and have spent. Now, if you are the borrower, right, together with any affiliates, you receive the first draw of 2 million or more, or second draw loans of 2 million or more, you will check here. Again, this is for those that have 150,000 in loans, PPP loans, not more. But if that is you, maybe you got that the first round and it doesn't apply the second round, then you would check there. Okay, the amount of the loan spent on payroll costs, you would put this here that amount here. So if you paid or spent $30,000 on payroll, that's the amount here. If you spent $20,000 on payroll, whatever that amount is, you would put in here. Now remember, the max amount you can spend per employee, and that's W-2 employee, not 1099, because 1099 are contractors. They're not included here. But as your owner's compensation, you can include your owner's compensation is the same calculation, right? So that payroll amount, you put that here. Again, it must be 60%, at least 60% on payroll. And then you want to put your requested loan forgiveness amount. So again, this is your payroll, but you took 40,000, right, to cover your payroll and non-payroll related. And so the entire amount that you want forgiving, you put in this field here. Okay. So you see that these numbers are different because I spent only 30 on payroll, and I notated that, but I want full forgiveness for the entire amount. And that's what you should do as well. Just know 60% needs to be spent on payroll. So this form is simple. It's a one-pager because you do not have to, submit or upload any other verification documents, but know that at any point in time, the SBA can come back to you and request this information, and you need to have it. What you're doing here is really just self-certifying on this form that all the information is true and accurate, that you abided by the rules of the program, that you met all the qualifiers, because again, you're self-certifying, meaning that this is a legal document once you sign and date it, okay? So you're self-certifying, right? Authorized representative of the borrower certifies that all the below by initialing. So you're going to initial here. I put an X here, but you're going to actually initial. The borrower has complied with all requirements of the Paycheck Protection Program. So if you have not already, check out our videos on both first draw and second draw, the forms. I have detailed videos walk through on that, what makes you eligible to qualify, making sure that you meet all the requirements so that you don't run into any challenges once you're submitting your loan forgiveness application. So again, you must make sure that you are meeting requirements based on the final rules that were submitted by the SBA. You can find all the information pertaining to this program and all the SBA information and forms at sba.gov. You're certifying that you're eligible to use the funds, the amount of the PPP loan proceeds that must be used on payroll costs. I already explained that to you. The calculation and documentation of the borrower's revenue reduction. So if you are, again, under 150,000, this is not required at the application time, but at forgiveness, you must make sure you have this information. The calculation of borrower's requested loan forgiveness amount has been included. So any information regarding these requirements may be found, again, in this Form 3508S, Instructions and Payroll Protection Rules. So we'll go over that in just a minute. Then you would scroll down here, again, initial that you're self-certifying that the information provided is true and accurate, okay? So please take this seriously, because there have been so many people, business owners that falsified information, misused funds, and so they are now subject to, criminal investigations and prosecution and jail time. So you must know that failure to tell the truth can result in fines and imprisonment. So all that information is there. Then you scroll down here and it's just letting you know that you're testing that, letting you know that the borrower must retain all records necessary for compliance. Okay, as I said, they can come back at any time and ask you to provide records to show and prove that you qualified for the program, that you used the funds in the way that they were supposed to be used, that what you said were 60% that you spent were spent in that manner. And so then you're going to sign, you're going to print, you're going to put the date, and you're going to put your title in this field. Okay. And so you can do that either by downloading, signing, and uploading, or you can use any e-signature tool that is out there to assist you in this. Now, that is one. So when you're submitting this, it's only one page. When you get down to the second page, it's just giving you instructions on the borrower demographics. Now, this is an optional form, but I recommend that you feel that you complete this. Again, it's not required. However, we know that a lot of underrepresented individuals in the minority community, women-owned businesses, veterans, were left out of the first funding, right? The first round of funding. So they need to have statistics to make sure that the monies are going in the designated areas. There's actually set aside for this program. I believe 50 billion of it is set aside for underrepresented populations, right, or groups of business owners. So this will help them to be able to identify that the monies are going in the right places. But again, this is optional. This page is optional. Now, on this page, number 3, this gives you more instructions. Exactly the fields that I just went through is just explaining to you what they are, the information that you are putting into the fields. If we go down here to page 4, is more explanation about the loan amounts, the money spent, letting you know what the cash compensations are. I spoke to earlier about your max. So if you paid an employee $150,000, the maximum amount that you can calculate on is $100,000. That's whether it's for you as the owner, your owner's compensation, or your employee calculation. Again, 8 to 24 week period is what you're calculating on. So it's just giving you information on that. It's talking also about the employee benefits that are covered under. So it's not just their cash compensation, what you pay them in the salary, but it's also other benefits like health, life, disability, vision, dental. So it's just giving you that information here. There is a section here that speaks on owner's compensation. This is really important too for those that are self-employed, because you don't have employees. That this is what you're doing your calculation on. You're doing your calculation for your owner's compensation because you don't have employees. So you are an employee of one. The maximum you can take out anyone as an owner of your business is $20,833. That's based on a cap of $100,000, right? Times 2.5 months. So what you're going to do for most of those that have asked me out there, those self-employed individuals, if you're filing on your personal taxes, your Schedule C is the tax form they're going to be looking for, and that you are going to be looking at to determine how much you're going to request in a loan amount and how much of that can be forgiven. Okay, so you're going to look to your Schedule C. That's where your business income is. If you're self-employed, gig worker, independent contractor, you must have business income. This is not for employees, right? You must have business income. And then you're going to take line 31. You're going to divide that by 12. Line 31 divided by 12 and times that by 2.5 months. If you're a restaurant, you get to times it by 3.5 months. Okay. And then that total cannot be over $20,833. But for owner's compensation, that's a great amount. And to be able to get $20,000 and then have that forgiven, that is that's a grant, right? That's free money for your business. So now, again, if we scroll down, I just wanted, again, to talk about the payroll costs. Again, you're looking at your cash payments, your salary, any of those additional benefits. It cannot equal more than $100,000 in your calculation, but it's showing based on your calculations and your costs, how they determine it, making sure you're following the covered periods, and refer to the SBA's interim final rule that was posted on January 6th of 2021. You can find that on their website. Okay, non-payroll related costs. I'm going to go through this very quickly for you because with this, the expansion of this program, they added some additional expenses that are now you're eligible for if you're applying now, that under the previous program you may not have been eligible for. They weren't even included before. So let's just walk through this really quickly here. Covered mortgage obligations, and this is business mortgage. This is not your personal home mortgage. Mortgage interest, any like your lease, your rents, any real property incurred before February 15th of 2020. Again, remember, to qualify for this, your business had to be in operation as of February 15th of 2020. So that's why you'll see these dates here. B, covered rent obligations, business rent, leasing payments, pursuant to lease agreements for real personal property in force before February 15th. You see here in parentheses, business rent or lease, not personal, okay? I have to clarify that so many times for people. This is not for you to use for your own personal use. This is for business purposes only. Covered utility payments for your business. Business payments for services, distribution of electricity, gas, water, phone, transportation, internet access are all included under business utility payments that began before February 15th of 2020. Covered operations expenditures. These are payments for any business software, cloud computing that facilitates business operations, any products or service delivery, the processing, payment, or tracking of payroll expenses, human resources, sales, billing functions, or accounting of tracking, supplies, inventory, records, and expenses. So again, any operational expenditures. Covered property damages. Now, this is one of the new ones because there were small businesses that incurred damage due to the social unrest that happened across the country in 2020. This was not available when this program was rolled out initially. It is now available. So if you're a business, if you have a storefront and you experience damage, that is now an eligible expense that you can get a loan for to cover those expenses. So cover property damage, costs related to property damage or vandalism during looting or public disturbances occurring during 2020 that were not covered by insurance or other types of compensation. F, cover supplier costs. So any expenditures made to a supplier for goods, for the supply of goods that are essential to the operation of your business. At the time in which the expenditure is made pursuant to the contract order or purchase order in effect prior to the beginning of the covered period. For perishable goods, we know a lot of people, right? Restaurants lost perishable goods. The contract order, purchase order may have been in effect before any time during the covered period. And G, covered worker protections. This is new. So the PPE, a lot of businesses have had to spend extra monies on protective equipment for staff and for their customers. These are now eligible expenses for loans that are being taken out now. So those covered worker protections, operating or capital expenditures that facilitate the adaptation of business activities of an entity to comply with the requirements established or guidance by the Department of Health and Human Services and the Centers for Disease Control or the Occupancy and Safety and Health Administration. Okay, these requirements were established or guidance issues by the state and local government during periods starting March 1st, 2020. So again, these would be related to any costs that you would qualify for. Eligible non-payroll costs cannot exceed 40%. Why? Because your payroll has to be at least 60%. Okay, so your non-payroll related costs, you can spend it on, but it cannot be more than 40%. Okay, here's some more information as we scroll down related to the wage reduction. I already spoke about this. A little bit more information again about proving or being able to show your wage reduction when you apply is optional, but you must be able to show it at the time you request forgiveness for your second round PPP funding, that you had a 25% reduction in income during covered periods in comparison between 2019 and 2018. Okay. And then just very quickly, you can read this on your own time, but it's going through your borrower responsibilities. Again, just reminding you that you must meet all of the qualifications and what your responsibility regarding these programs are. Okay, I've already reviewed most of these, but again, you can go back on your own time. On this last page 6 just covers exactly what I just stated. More of what consists of payroll and what consists of non-payroll related costs, other records that are for consideration, and record retention requirements. So I'm gonna close out the sharing with this record retention. I said this, I can't say it enough, because documentation is so important. Making sure as a business owner you have all your records organized and ready for if they are requested, and they can be requested at any time. Okay. The borrower must retain all employment records, payroll documentation in its files for 4 years, and all other documentation for at least 3 years. Okay. After the date the loan forgiveness application is submitted. So please don't go purging your files, deleting anything. Make sure you're maintaining these through 4 years, okay? And 3 years from the date of loan forgiveness that is submitted to your lender, and permit authorized representatives of the SBA, including representatives of the Inspector General, okay, to access such files upon their request. So at any time they can request it. The borrower must provide documentation independently to the lender to satisfy relevant federal, state, local, and other statutory and regulatory requirements in connection with the SBA loan review or audit. Okay, that's very important to note. Although this is a simplified application, that does not mean that you should not be maintaining your documentation and your records pertaining to this loan. Now, with that said, I'm going to just go through and see if there are any questions. Just want to remind you all, I saw them, my notifications popping up on the screen. You might have seen them as well. But we are hosting a free paycheck protection group help session because we've had so many requests. So I encourage you all to sign up. You will find my scheduler. The link is on the screen. You do not need a coupon code. So if you see the section is always there that says coupon. If you do not need a coupon, all you have to do is select the time zone and then book the spot for February the 6th. Okay. So hello, everybody that's out there. Someone is asking, can you get PPP if you have EIDL? The answer is yes. You can apply. The only program that you cannot apply for and have PPP is the new Shuttered Lives Venue Grant. For all of you all, if you have a live venue, if you're in the cultural arts, if you are a manager for any like an entertainment company or an entertainer or a comedy person, you have a comedy club where you receive tickets, right? Paid tickets. I would highly encourage you to go check out the video, our video on Shuttered Live Venue Grants. That is a new grant program under the latest bill. This is a $9 billion bill. It will be administered through the SBA. It's already listed on the SBA website with the program details and the requirements. They are lengthy, but that grant is up to $10 million with a supplemental grant that on top of that you can qualify for. So I would highly encourage you to watch that video. If you know someone, you have peers that are in like that industry, that hard hit industry, and encourage them to apply. The applications are not rolled out yet. The SBA is preparing to roll them out. So again, it is already listed on their website with all of that information. But you cannot get PPP and that at all. Okay. So if you are fit in that category, I would encourage you to go check out all of the requirements, see if that is one that you'll qualify for. That may be a better fit for you than the PPP program. And that is a straight grant. It's not a forgivable loan. It is a grant. $15 billion has been dedicated, and businesses can get up to $10 million per business. Okay. But if for PPP, you can apply for EIDL. And if you're applying for EIDL, you're applying for the EIDL loan, not the grant, because that closed. Targeted EIDL grants are being made available to those that have already applied. SBA will be sending emails out shortly in the upcoming weeks. And if you want more information on the targeted EIDLs, again, we have videos on all of these topics. Again, do subscribe. Go check out our playlists regarding all of these different programs. All the information is there. Okay, our payroll questions geared towards what happened last year and what do you hope will happen this year? Example, hoping to increase number of employees this year. Yeah, so payroll protection is the calculations are based on your 2019 and 2020 numbers. That's when the pandemic hit, is 2020, right? So businesses suffer losses here, right, in 2020. So you may be recovering now, and that's fantastic. But for the program, it's based on your 2019 and 2020. So I would encourage you to apply for this program. Again, it's a $284 billion program. Over 60,000 loans have already been approved and are being processed to be funded. Where do we check out videos on EIDL? On our channel, okay? Links are in the comments. Just click on the description of this video, the show notes, and you will see it if you're not already on YouTube. So again, I would encourage you to subscribe and just visit the EIDL playlist or the PPP playlist, whichever one you need. Okay, is that for DJs too? It depends. I can't say yes or no. You have to look and see what all the qualifiers are. Okay, if it's just that you have a DJ business, no. But if that's in combination with something else and it's based on what your main business is, and there's so many components, I can't go through it like right now because I did it in that video. Just go to the Shuttered Live Venues grant video, and all your questions will be answered there. If I don't have a bank statement for February from my business account and I was doing business in my personal account, should I just upload my personal bank? See, that's where it really gets tricky. That's why you need to be separating all business. I don't care how new you are. You need a business bank account. If you're an independent contractor, gig worker, you will have a business. You need a business account. You can start one for free or as little as $25, $50 to get you a business bank account. This has been a real challenge for those who are self-employed. For not only this program, but other programs and grants, you're missing out because you don't have the proper bank account. You can try that, but again, if you're giving your personal bank account information, that means you have all other non-business related transactions in there. That's going to be difficult for them to even decipher what's business and what's personal. Okay, it's going to make it real challenging. But there are a lot of different, documents that you can use. Number one is your tax return. So again, we're in tax season again now. I highly recommend get your taxes done by a professional person. Make sure you get them filed. Otherwise, you're going to continue to lose out on opportunities to get free funding for your business. Any type of funding for that matter. But we wanted to get you all free funding. And I just seen too many people. Somebody just told me this morning that they haven't filed taxes in 4 years. If you have a business, I mean, it doesn't matter if you only made $100. You need to file your taxes. Okay. I run a nonprofit and do not include my earnings on my Schedule C. Well, nonprofit, you wouldn't have a Schedule C. However, I filed a 990. Can you please explain how that affects me? I would suggest that you sign up for the free group workshop. Then that's where I go into details about all the forms and what you should do. Can I use a 1099 as a independent contractor, and can I use my 2019 1099? Yes, you can. And again, you can apply for PPP with a number of lenders. You can apply with more than one lender. That's what I would recommend. You may be denied by one and approved by the other. Sometimes you're able, especially if you're self-employed and you have a negative number on your Schedule C. It depends on how you're filing your taxes, but for most self-employed, they're filing on their personal tax returns, and that's the Schedule C form is your business, right? And if you have a loss, sometimes people have been able to overcome that challenge with being denied by submitting bank statements, by submitting their 1099 forms. You may also provide profit and loss statements, but it should mirror your tax returns, or your maybe your PayPal 1099K if you receive that. But again, like Square and PayPal, once you have to have earned so much for them to issue that 10K that 1099K. Okay. All right, someone is asking me to check my direct messenger. Okay, if it's questions related to PPP, I'm going to direct you to the class or to my videos. I just get so many questions. What if you were funded and did an application for the first time and don't have an identification number? What do you put? You need to get your identification number. Why wouldn't you have it? Go to your loan papers. Did you get loan paperwork? Or reach out to your loan provider, your lender. Where do you sign up for class? The link is on the screen. Go to bit.ly/SBT PPP help. Okay. Yes, you can. Yes, you can use 2020 if you started your business in January or February of that year. Even if you didn't file your taxes, you still need to get the form. You can go to all tax forms can be found at irs.gov. Get the Schedule C form and fill it out, even if you have not filed it with the IRS. I bank with Huntington. I mean, Dollar Bank is a good one. You may even go through your credit union. There's a lot of Chase Bank is good. I like Huntington because they're a community bank. And they really advocate for small business. So check and see if they have one in your area. I don't think you can sign up for business accounts online. You can sign up for a personal account, but not business accounts. To contact me privately for consults is a paid consult. But yes, you can. The links will be made available either in the description they're in the description of this video, or I will drop them in the comments. All one-on-ones, because I'm so busy, it's a fee. Okay. So I do special consults. Again, it's a fee for the EIDL program. That's the Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program. And I do it for business development, marketing, and profit strategy. And grant help. If I had my business for a few years but didn't get my LLC or bank account until June, it's going to be challenging. But look, look, this is what I say: shoot your shot. The worst that can happen is they say no, or they decline you. And if that happens, you just take the lessons and you take the lessons. You find out what caused you to be denied, what didn't you have, and then you get those things together so that when other programs come on board, and many of them are still coming along, they're getting ready the president, Biden, the newly installed president, already announced his $1.9 trillion stimulus package. I have a video on that. I would encourage you to check that out. He's meeting with 10 GOP leaders today, trying to work across the aisle to get this passed, but it's something that's really urgent. So even while we're working through, they're rolling out this $900 billion package, they're getting ready to launch another one. So like all of these programs are being rolled out. You definitely want to make sure you're prepared and you're set up for success. So I'd encourage you, if you don't already have our cheat sheet, our winning grant application cheat sheet, get that cheat sheet. It's going to help you with these programs and winning other grant opportunities, pitch competitions, and other types of funding. It's going to give you everything you need, all my insider tips on what I use to win grants, how we've helped other entrepreneurs and small business win grants. Our very successful Win Grants with Ease, the Masterclass bundle, is now available on demand. It includes the video and slides and audio. So you can watch the video in your car, you can listen to the audio, and you have the slides available and watch it at your own pace. But again, this is going to help set you up for success to win your part of billions of dollars that is being made available to small business. There's no reason why you can't get access to grants and get funded at least $100,000. You can get that from just one of these programs. Okay, so the Masterclass, the cheat sheet is available, and we just updated our grant tracker. That's our free online tool that has lists of hundreds of grant opportunities. They just announced grants. L'Oreal just released a grant for beauty businesses, right? All types of beauty businesses, including barbershops, salons, stylists. So I would encourage you, if you're in that industry, to apply for that grant. DoorDash for local restaurants. If you have a restaurant or local restaurant, apply for that grant if that is you. But there's so many others. Comcast Rise, they still have a grant for Black-owned businesses. Theirs closed, I believe, on February the 7th. So in Comcast markets, if you're in their service area, you can qualify. I believe that one is $10,000. So there's tons of money out here. I would encourage you all to use our resources and tools and go and get your money. Okay. So with that said, I enjoyed, as always, being on here with you. I hope this has been a benefit to you. Again, if you still need PPP help outside, go to the videos. If you need more help, besides that, groups are always great live because you have that interaction. You get to share different examples, and you get to network with other entrepreneurs and business owners like yourselves. In this session, we're only talking about PPP. It's not about EIDL. If you want that information and other grant, get the Masterclass bundle. Again, the link is in the description. It is in the show notes. But meet us on Saturday, February the 6th. If you need PPP help, the information is on the screen. Thank you all so much. As always, this is a new month. It's my birthday month, right? It's my birthday, my personal birthday, and my business birthday. So I'm celebrating throughout the month. We're going to be doing some great things. If you're not already on our email list, I do encourage you to subscribe because we always give a lot of great information. We send out gifts and all types of things to our email list. So I encourage you to sign up for that. I will also put the link to sign up in our description, or you can simply go to our website and plug in your email anywhere on the page, and you will be on our email list and get all our latest and greatest news. So thank you so much. Continue to be the boss with Amplified Impact. Continue to stay safe and in good health. Have a wonderful day and enjoy your month. Bye.